Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe, the Panther, the Thin. And now introducing to the mic, my awesome co-host for this fun trip around the world and through the woods we go, the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, Joe? What's going on?
Not too much. Well, we're on the end of the trip of the Friday.
I got one thing to say, Joe, before I cut you off. This is driving me, the suspense right here is driving me crushing crazy.
You want to introduce the guest? You just said the catchphrase.
Why don't you introduce? You always do it.
Let's give a warm, crushing Dudes at Ringside welcome
From
Mount Crushmore, the Crusher.
Hey.
This is a complete honor to have you on our podcast because your video, as I told you before and Giga told you, it was like it reminded me of like an indie movie. Your promo, the way you did it, and the people in the dark, and just it was so cool. Like, we don't get that off. We just get someone with their cell phone, like, "Hi, my name is Sean Bobbert, and you're watching Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'll be on Friday at 9 a.m." Like, I was
you took the time out of your day to make sure you edited the video and made it like a movie, like an actual mystery.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Thanks, guys. I love the creative aspect of it. And wrestling is perfect for that. So
yeah. Like, I was just like blown away. I was like, yeah, that's like an indie film. Wow. If our fans are not familiar with it, I don't know why in Crushing Weirdly World there wouldn't be. So introduce yourself.
I'm the Crusher. I'm from Mount Crushmore, and I crush. That's what I do. Pretty basic. I'm the only one that crushes. So if other people try to do something like that, that's means that I will then crush them.
Awesome.
Other than that, I'm pretty easy to get along with, I think.
Yeah. So who trained you?
Right now I'm currently trained by world famous CB at the Worldwide Dojo. Also Sumi Sakai will run women classes there.
First Ring of Honor women's champion right there.
She's amazing. It's really cool to have a women coach, and especially someone as awesome as her. And before I was at Worldwide Dojo, I was at Shikara. I trained with Ophidian and Fire Ant.
Fire Ant is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember the whole ant colony in Chikara was just great when they used to do the attack hut and they would do the soldier thing. That I think that clip on YouTube was actually absolutely great.
Yeah. And before that, I was how I got into wrestling in the first place. I was just a punk, and my friends, there was 6 of us, 6 girls. We thought that we were getting bored at the punk shows. Like in between bands, there would be, everyone just smokes cigarettes and hangs out. And we thought it'd be funny if we started wrestling and then made up characters, and we could have like beef and fight each other in between bands. We called ourselves Plow. And we had no idea what we were doing, which is how we ended up at Shikara. We were trying to, we were like, oh, we don't know what we're doing, so we should train, or we'll get hurt, or, you know, we'll never actually have a match because we don't know what we're doing. And then once we started training, it kind of, everything changed because it's so intense and different than any of us had imagined. So most everybody left. Plow fell apart. There's two of us still standing. Me and Vita Von Star. She started with me. But we had different characters and different everything. But yeah, so I guess the theatrics and like stories and drama was always like the biggest draw for me.
Always good to have a certain person that brings you into the business. So Geek always asks this question. I'm going to take it for this interview. What made you join wrestling, and what was your big inspiration?
Well, that was basically it. My best friend Lauren, she one day I was just like, hey, I think it'd be cool if we did this, if we started wrestling. And I didn't even go to the gym at the time. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. And then once I started training, that's when I started getting hooked. I didn't grow up a huge wrestling fan. It wasn't really until I started training that I really started getting into it, because it's just amazing, the respect that I have for everyone that I've met along the way. And honestly, like out of any creative thing that I've done, the people I've met in wrestling are the most driven and interesting and well-rounded people. And so I'm constantly inspired by everyone that I meet.
That's awesome.
So I can't really give any one person credit, but it's pretty much everybody gives me that, and it keeps happening. So it's cool. But there's a lot because I'm like digging in the past and trying to keep up with what's now. So it's a lot.
What's the one match that made you want to say that you wanted to be in the business? That's it. You watch this match and it's like, that's it. I'm going to start wrestling.
It wasn't a match. It was just training. I can't say it was a match that did it for me. It really, I just started doing it and then got hooked. I think it's more the people and how cool I think everyone is. I just want to be like that. So, I mean, I'll watch things like the first wrestlers that I really was super inspired by was the Sea Stars. They would come to Chikara, and I was on ring crew, and like everything there was pretty like tight and traditional and very like rules. And the Sea Stars would come in and they were super friendly. They would hug everyone. They always had like snacks and they were always laughing and having fun. And I thought that, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I want that. Like, and kind of that was the goal originally with my friends, but my friends mostly all quit. So it was kind of always just like, oh, I can't wait to like be like that. And watching like Ashley Vox with her matches always was really inspiring. I met her like I guess she had just come back from breaking her jaw.
Ooh.
And she was just so badass, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe like you broke your jaw and you're still here, like so badass. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Break your jaw and then you come back.
And yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. Willow Nightingale broke her neck and she's still wrestling. Like Jana Kai, she broke something on her neck and she's still wrestling. I tore my knee. I'm still, I guess it's just part of it.
Yeah. We all give you so much because we're the fans. So we're on the other side of the barricade. But it's funny you said ringside crew. So that's the name of our fans. That's what we call the dudes at ringside fans. So you're an original ringside crew member.
Oh yeah, I did some camera. That was really cool. Camera's hard. Camera, you're in every match, so you don't get a break. Like when you're wrestling, you're in one match. It's hard, but when you're on camera, you're in every single match. So huge respect to camera guys and gals. I did like tickets, did some cleaning. I think I did something like Q related once. That's stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah, ring crew. I guess that's part of it. Putting the ring together, carrying it around. It's heavy.
That must be stressful. 'Cause like, make sure you put it right. Make sure the ropes are all tight and they're not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's yelling the whole time. Everyone has some right way to do it. Everyone's smarter than each other.
Yeah.
I tried to avoid putting the ring, because everyone's attitudes come out when you're putting the ring together.
Make sure the ropes are not too loose or too tight.
Mm-hmm.
The elbow pads are not like loose; they don't fall if you hit your head on them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Everything starts there.
Yeah. Have you ever done a show outside? A match?
Yeah, actually, at Camp Leapfrog, we're outside. We've been outside most of the time, and that's a majority of my matches. I'm pretty green. I haven't had a whole lot of matches. I've been on Camp Leapfrog, and I've done student shows at the Worldwide Dojo, and my debut was at Excellence, but it was short. It was a quick one. But Leapfrog, we're outside. We did it in the cold.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I guess in the heat too. So I got both of those. I think I'd rather be in the heat than the cold.
Oh God. Me and Geek were at a wrestling show like, what was it now? 2 weeks ago, Geek?
3 weeks ago, yeah. It was super hot. Super hot.
I think me and Geek combined, we drank like 10 bottles of water that day.
That's how hot it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's too hot right now. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. I mean, because I have a cool jacket I like to wear.
This show was in mid-July, so you could imagine how hot it was.
I messed up my hat, my Dudes at Ringside hat, just because the show. There is a little nasty sweat spot inside my hat, and I didn't even realize it. I came home, I said, no. No, my cousin's going to kill me.
But, yeah, we have a question right here. How'd you get the idea for your gimmick, makeup, hair? I love it. Reminds me of the 80s throwback. I love it.
Oh, thanks. I guess it's just because that's what I love too. So I like the theatrics. I wanted to be crazy looking and punk. And so I just kind of do that. I have thin hair, so it's hard. A lot of wrestling, like you have a lot of like big fake hair and extensions and all these things. And I don't have a lot of hair, so I figured if I just got it crazy enough that could work. So I try and like make it stick out everywhere. And the makeup, I don't know. I always kind of thought it'd be cool to have a mask or be like one of those wrestlers with like super kayfabe type thing. And I don't have all that, but so I thought makeup would be the next best.
It does look good. Like if you said mask, I draw. I could picture like if you had to add a mask to your gimmick, have like the half mask. It's like half your face is like cracked, like where the crack is. That's where the mask would start, and it would stop down half your nose, and it would go half your face right here like that.
Oh yeah.
Face. Kind of like an El Desperado, Joe, or
yeah, like that. Like
El Desperado has the mask.
Yeah,
also he has the paint.
Yeah.
He has the paint on the bottom of his like cheeks over here, so it actually looks really cool.
So like be half your face, you would have to do like maybe have them like a half mask, so it's like You know what I mean? Like the crack
I
in the mask. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like something where the face is still showing, but
yeah,
there's a little paint there. I get what
yeah.
you're saying, right?
Yeah. I like that. That's a good idea. You know, the hardest thing about gear is getting someone to make it and paying for it.
I guess I'm gonna have to draw that up for you tonight. When at the end of the show, I have a sketch pad. I'll have to get that drawn up, and I'll send a picture to you.
Yeah, please. That'd be awesome.
I'm sort of a good artist, but not really. I have my own. Here we go. I have my own character that I've had since I was a young little panther. His name is the Bolt. He grew up with me. He originally was called Lightning Boy, and then he grew up, and then I started watching Spawn and listening to bands like Tool and Seven Dust, and he morphed into this dead vigilante that he pretty much goes after bad guys. And he's like RoboCop, not all survive. Some of them survive. He would be like, yes, Crusher. His power is he can't die, and he has a chain that's like his best friend. He just does this, and the chain will just go, and then it's over. He's just like,
Cool.
Yeah. Yes. The big inspiration was Tool. Tool, the band Tool. The way that guy sings is just like instantly. I'm like, oh, gotta draw.
Yeah.
I've 2 stories related to my character. 3 Ghostbusters fan fictions within a year. A year we've been through. Gosh.
So you draw like comics or
Like it's just a random. I'll have to send you pictures of my character. Like I drew a random picture. I've been dying to draw a comic book, but I just been drawing regular, just pictures of my character. He like I drew a full like. What were you gonna say, Geek? You're like yo.
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, go on.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, like I've been like, as my friends would say, the Bolt brings out my anger. That's what they say. He's my anger. But I'm a Ghostbuster, so he's like a ghost that would never trap. Because he's like a god. You can't kill him. This guy works at all second Godzilla to crush him or step on him. I'm like, he would just grab the foot and just snap his leg and just yay. Godzilla. He said, Godzilla would burn him with his acid thing. The bolt would like get burnt, flatten out, and then just crack, pop, and then be like, what was that? He would call him a punk ass bitch and just grab his leg and snappy. Godzilla would look like he would be tiny. Yeah. My guy has so many like can't kill me, go for it. I even drew a picture of him one time with bullet holes all in his. You can see his heart, and he's just like this. Is that all you got for me? Like his hands on his hips like this. I don't have that picture anymore. It was so funny. My dad drew the picture, and I just added the bullet holes and the
Joe,
heart.
we're losing the viewers. Come on. Get with the story.
Yeah, but that's a good power to have, you know, to not be able to die.
But the bad thing is he doesn't know his life because he came out of his original form. So he doesn't know his life. It's kind of all a mystery to him what he is. Why he is known as he came back from the dead knowing his name is the Bolt. He doesn't know his life. Hey, it's our buddy Thunderfeet. Yeah, Thunderfeet. That's our buddy from college.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hey. He would pile in Metal Geek car, and we used to go to indie shows together.
Nice.
He's from Philadelphia also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
He knows all about Shikara.
He loves Shikara.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good stuff.
Yeah.
So who's the toughest opponent you had? Who'd say?
Who was? Well, my last match, me and my tag team partner Pancakes, together we are Crush Cakes.
Pancakes? We know what Pancakes.
You know Pancakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York Wrestling Connection, or is that a different one?
Is he a wrestler?
Yes.
Yeah. He comes out in a pancake, like a chef's outfit with a chef hat.
Oh, no, that's a different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow. They should both face each other then.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they could battle to see who's the Pancakes. My Pancakes doesn't dress up like Pancakes. That's just his nickname.
He dresses like he's a chef, and he carries like a spatula with him.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be a hilarious match. Does he tag with anyone, or he does singles?
Well, he just recently turned heel.
Turned heel.
Oh, well, we're face, so
he was a face, but he recently just turned heel just now.
Geek's a heel. I'm the face of the podcast, so you need to turn on Geek and say, "Why are you so mean?"
Joe's the secret heel.
I'm like Shawn Michaels.
The Shawn Michaels. We're all good, and then he throws me through the barbershop window.
Yeah. I think the heel never really knows that they're bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all perspective.
Geek used to get mad at me when I don't get the female guests. Then I'm like, what's wrong with that? He's like, you always get the girls, you never get the guys. I give you ladies so much credit. You guys listen to and put up with all these guys in your DMs. And I figured, I'm like, she looks awesome, like an awesome guest. And then when we got you, you said, do I have to go somewhere or is this virtual? And then you had Little Panther, and now at the moment it was Panther Jr., but now it's Panther the Third. I was like, oh my God, this person actually asked if they have to come to me or that it's on the computer. That's cool. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, it's different all the time. In my band, when we did the podcast, we went into the studio. I did another podcast just on the phone, there's no camera. Uh-huh. But that one I messed up. I use my phone on speakerphone sometimes. So I did it on speakerphone and I was in my basement for just privacy. And then there was like a buzzing sound that like covered up the whole thing.
Oh no.
I also remember
my sound quality was terrible. Yeah.
I also remember you telling us, you guys have to help me make this thing. I have no idea how to do it. And then the promo I'm talking about, and then and then you send us the promo. I'm like, she doesn't need our help. She nailed it. she nailed it.
Yeah, I'll get stressed out. It's the creative process. You get stressed out. So it's not like that with every project. Yeah,
you nailed it though.
Like
I'm glad it worked out. It's a joke too about with the boombox, because I do struggle with the technology sometimes. So secret joke to like the real me too, I guess.
And then the phone was calling too. Dudes at ringside. That was clever.
That was what you were gonna do. But I figured it out without you.
How did you do with the dudes at ringside thing? Did you actually call one of us on Instagram? Because I was like,
she just labeled our name and then one of her friends must have just called it.
Hey, don't tell all the secrets.
I'm breaking the kayfabe. Oh no, I'm bad.
Remember, I will totally push him into the finishing move instantly. So what is your finishing move? If you were trying to find your matchup on Instagram,
I go with the double axe, crush. I don't know. I'm working. The moves I'm always like, oh, and then I crush like this. It's all just kind of crush, and I know they have other names, but I'll do like a splash or drop kick. But I finished double axe, head crush.
I have another way you could do your finisher. Like, you know how the old school crush from WWF would do it, and he would grab your head and then just squish you till they cap out or they give up. Do grab the head from behind, be like, and then grab him. Do like a reverse splat. You know, people do the forward drop double arm choke slam thing. You grab them by their head and get them by their neck and just fall.
Oh yeah,
like backwards, be right behind them and like grab their head, and like when you get them, I guess you have to like put your arms over their arms as you're crushing them, and then jump in the air and then drop. Like have them, you know what I mean, like a sit down thingamajig. I don't know how to say it.
Our mod's telling me I'm banned now. But But
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you gonna ban
Yeah.
me? I'm the one in charge of the show right now.
It's
I'm running the
I'll
show.
do that. I do the head crush, but I never did it as a finish. I'll do it like in the middle, do like a hair toss or stuff like that. But I chose double axe because I can't do flips, and I wanted to go up high, and I wanted something I could do to anyone for a finish, you know. So I've finished one match with a fallaway slam before, or like I want to do like crush stuff, but like sometimes like I can't pick everyone up or something like. So I went with double axe. Sometimes I'll wonder. I'll be like, oh, maybe I could do something cooler, but um, I've got some positive feedback from some people that I respect, so I just kind of run with it for now. I'm looking for a submission that's really good crushing, and they kind of all are because you get crushed in any
STF,
submission.
STF.
Yeah.
Like STF, you hold them like this, an STF hold.
Or you can just go with the traditional, like the claw.
Mm-hmm,
Like you're like this, you could just grab them by go use the old school claw and be like, or like the guy that was WWF, like that, like Crush, the Skull Crusher.
mm-hmm.
As I said, go behind them and then grab them the Skull Crush and bring them up and wrap your legs around them and sleeper hold the Crusher like that.
Yeah, or I don't know, something with like a cutter, like because the cutter originally was the Ace Crusher by Johnny Ace. That was his finish. So I thought since I had a crusher in it, it might be a cool one. And then there was a crusher too. And he would do the heart punch. So a friend of mine suggested doing that, but I haven't tried it yet.
Are there any yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are there any spots you won't take or
No, I mean, unless I just don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Yeah. You just kind of do it all.
Mhm.
I've never had to be like, I might be like, what? And then sometimes maybe someone will change it or they'll explain it and then we'll do it. I don't know.
Like would you ever take like light tubes or
Oh, no. I mean,
there's just spots you won't take. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by that.
I got you. Yeah, things change, I guess, but I don't really like the hardcore, like the blood and the mutilation.
So you're just a regular wrestler, right?
Just a regular wrestler. Yeah, I don't even really like watching that. I tried to. Like, I didn't even the Chris Jericho Nick Gage match. I watched the whole thing up to that, and then I was like, oh, I'll come back to this, and I still haven't watched it yet.
I'm so surprised Chris Jericho at his big ups to him, by the way, at his age was taking all those spots.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. But yeah, I want to, but I can't. I
said, big ups to him.
Thumbtacks. I gotta look away.
Or Lego.
Lego match. Oh god.
Yeah.
No Lego. So if you get a chance to go to your trainer, you should tell her about us. We'd love to interview her as well in a future episode.
Oh yeah, I bet that would be awesome.
You should tell her. We love interviewing everybody, and now you're part of Dudes at Ringside family now, Crusher. You're part of the family. You're part of the family. You're part of the Hall of Fame, of the short Hall of Fame, but it's a little Hall of Fame. It's like a corner store. Our Hall of Fame now. Your picture's gonna be on the wall in 24 hours. It's just a frame right now.
You still talk to Fire Ant or?
Time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing to crush?
Well, I crush pretty much everything. Favorite. I guess it depends on the day. Today, what was my favorite thing to crush today? Today I would have loved to. Oh man. Well, I was at the vet today all day getting annoyed. But they're so nice there. I wouldn't say that I want to crush them. I don't know.
Yeah, today. I crushed my BLT. I ate that thing so fast. Come downstairs.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, I had a good time crushing that boombox.
I had
That
friends
boombox
like,
is done, man.
the people at my job, my Key Food. By the way, Key Food in Milford. Could definitely go for some sandwiches and delicious tacos on Tuesday. They all were like, "Dude, I love that promo. That girl did really good." Well, my man is a girl guy. I'm a girl. Okay, wow. And then my other man, Jesse, said, "Dude, rest in peace, boombox. Jeez, the batteries went everywhere." Jesse's like,
Yeah,
"Did it work afterwards?" I'm like, "I don't know."
it didn't work bebeforehand.
Oh, it did.
Either.
You're breaking the cave. You're breaking
Don't
the
worry.
kayfabe.
Yeah, break it big. I actually, to reveal the movie making, I guess, I don't know if I should reveal it or not, but I had to make wooden inserts for my shoes to crush it.
That makes it even awesome.
So I was hoping that it would give, like, someone was like, "Oh, you just need boots," and I'm like, "No, I want it to be my wrestling shoes so that it shows how strong my feet are." But I don't know. That's a small detail that maybe people didn't get.
Small people.
That's awesome.
That's us, small people.
And it's very creative, by the way, the promo. So,
like,
thanks. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with Crusher.
Do you want to watch it again, or?
They can watch it again in their own time.
Yeah, they can watch
the real Crusher is here right now. You can watch.
Yeah.
You can watch it on the Dudes at Ringside page. It's actually on.
Go on the Instagram page and watch it whenever you want, people. We'll get the views up on it. Come on.
Yeah.
Make some comments right there. Make some noise.
Comment,
and follow the Crusher while you're at it.
Yeah, go follow her. It's name's on the screen. So, have you ever thought of traveling to like different states? Like, how far have you traveled in the country?
I haven't traveled too much. I would love to travel. I absolutely love traveling and touring around for anything. But I went up to Maine for a ring crew with Chikara one time. I actually drove the truck because in real life I drive a van, and I guess whoever usually drives or whoever's going to wasn't there. And nobody wanted to do it. Everyone was chicken. So they asked me because they knew I drove a van. So I drove, what was it? It was like a 20-foot Penske truck. And it was terrifying. And I almost made it home without any issues. But on the way home, the last gas station filling up, making a turn, I got it stuck on like one of those like metal like things that it's shaped like it's like whoop. It goes next to the I guess it's like next to the gas pump so that you don't crash into the gas pump.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I got stuck on that, and
oh no.
So a special tow truck had to come get us off, and everyone else was like waiting at the school for us because they all had to stay to help us unload. And we didn't get home until like, I don't know, it was like 2, 3 in the morning, something stupid, 4 in the morning. I don't remember. But I felt terrible. It was crazy too, because leaving Maine, that's when Mike Quackenbush, he like shook my hand and he was like, "Good job," or something. And I was like, "Oh, it's too soon. Like, it's not over yet." And sure enough, I was cursed.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that was the furthest I went. And as far as having matches, all my matches, I've been in around Philly, I guess Philly, Reading, and I did one in Jersey at H2O.
There's a girl that we had on the podcast actually the day before I went to Geek's house. What was her name that lives in Philadelphia also, Geek? That we did the show?
Gabby Gilbert.
Gabby Gilbert?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of her, but I don't think I met her in real life. I think I only know her on Instagram. She's
so sweet. Oh, my God. She's fun. Oh, my God.
Funny. She's funny, too.
She's funny as well.
Yeah.
She's so funny. There, we're also having, but she's from Pittsburgh. Was it Tina Rose? Tina Rose?
Hmm.
I have to find a picture of her. She's cool. And then,
Cool.
yeah, another part of
And
the
Mother Endless would be a great match between the Crusher versus Mother Endless.
Yeah.
over
You
here.
ever,
Look him up.
you ever look her up or
No, no. I
we're
will.
actually we're actually having her on Halloween.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Her gimmick. Me and Geek kind of like panic because her voice sounds like something you hear in the darkness that you want to run the other direction.
In real life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's creepy. It's very
voice
creepy.
sounds like this, and it's like I will make you do things you don't want to do. What?
Yeah.
Geek is the heel, so he would kick me into the darkness, and all you hear is and just hear me just not. No, it
She's
wouldn't.
like an evil character.
You wouldn't hear a poof. You just hear me
Oh no. Yeah, I'm looking.
You looking her up?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she looks cool.
Her Geek says it all the time. He goes, "I feel something sticky down south." He says it every time. I'm like, you know what that means, Geek? You know what that means, you dirty boy. I stick to saying it's crushing crazy. I like to say that one sounds funnier.
Joe, stop throwing me under the bus. You're the one who always says it. Come on, we all know that.
No, I like.
He's trying to throw me under the bus all the time, trying to turn heel on me all the time.
I don't say. And as everybody says, so what made you go to the name the third? I'm like, in my joke mind, Joe Panther Jr. won the lottery, and
Love Mother Endless Force. It's like Mother Goose on steroids.
Yeah, now I really got to check it out.
Yeah,
her voice is like voice of the year. It's like
you know how most people have their theme song, and it's this and Eminem would be proud. Her theme song is her just freestyling about what she wants to do to you. Like endless and it's like Eminem be like, "Girl, you got it. Yeah, you got it." Like that kind of thing. Like,
yeah, so I'm thinking about crushing. My favorite thing. I have two things I really love to crush. One is my friend that I train with, Skylar. When we shake hands, he always sells like I crush his hand to shit, and I love it. It's my favorite. And also in the video you saw Lucha Cat, right? My cat that answered the phone.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So that's my cat. Originally, once in class, I cut a promo. I was trying to be a heel, and I said that I crush everything, and I'm naming everything that I crush. And I wanted one that was like extreme that would make me a heel. So I said I crush kittens, and everyone freaked out. They're like, ah! And so I was like, oh, that's a good one, maybe. So I was like, maybe if I like made my gear with like instead of fur, I could have like stuffed animal, like kitten, like cats, for the fur or something. And so I was gonna collect them. I never found any. I got one. A friend of mine gave me that cat, and it looks real. It kind of looks like Teddy Hart's cat. It's like really real looking cat. And so I was like, oh, I'll just bring this around and crush it. And I did that on my debut. I brought it in and I hold it by his tail, and then I throw it in the ring, and then I like jump in the air and crush it. And that was like what instigated the fight between me and Kimberly Spirit. She was like, no, the cat. But as a face, I can't crush the cat. But it's kind of like good luck, like my sidekick. He's in some other promos that I've done for my character before too, and so I just kind of keep him. I bring him. I put him in my gym bag and I bring him with me, and it's funny. And so when we play around like backstage or whatever, I'll crush the cat, but I'm not allowed to do it.
There's another wrestler actually in Texas. You know, you crush things, right? He destroys everything.
Oh yeah, like how like just wrecks everything.
Yes. His name
that's
is
what Joe knows. No, he destroys. That's his thing.
Name is, oh my gosh, he's gonna get mad at me and then go, Joe, mad at you now. I hit Panther. His name is Tamaku. He's from Texas, and he doesn't care who he fights. He's like, it could be man, woman. He doesn't care. Child, adult, he wants to destroy because he says adults suck. Kids are better. And he said, if it's a man or woman, I'll fight you. I don't care. Surprising. He must be working right now on his island because he used to come in our chat all the time and be like, I'll fight you. He doesn't care. So
Yeah,
how do you feel about intergender wrestling?
I think it's awesome. It just like you know, it makes sense. Like it just kind of makes it that much more interesting. Like we all interact and like you want to fight each other, so why not?
Because there's a lot of people that are like iffy about it. They're like, are the guys gonna be like able to work?
A lot of people say it sends a lot of people say it sends a bad message, but the wrestling community feels it's differently because I feel that it's open to more matches.
Yeah, I think it's super empowering because otherwise when you split it up, you're kind of trying to say that maybe like the women aren't strong enough for the men, and that's definitely not always the case. And sometimes it's weird, like in training, even like some guys like won't like maybe we do like chops or something, or like you're doing a drill and then you have to like hit somebody or something, and they'll like hit the girl really soft. Like they won't do it the same to a girl than a guy, and that's kind of insulting and weird. Like we're all training, we all know what we're doing, so it's just kind of like just do it. I don't know.
Who's someone you would love to wrestle? A man, male or female?
Man, there's so many.
You could start with indies and you could do mainstream.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I guess I should have made it. I guess I should have anticipated that question, huh?
That's a stumper right there.
That curveball.
Yeah.
Geek's gonna get crushed now.
Like, I mean, like if I was the best, I would want to wrestle like Thunder Rosa or something. But if I had a match with Thunder Rosa tomorrow, I would be shitting my pants. I would not want. I'm not ready for that, you know. So I would love to wrestle like China or something, but like not today.
Yeah.
Maybe next month.
Yeah. But you and Thunder Rosa would be good though. It'd be epic. I hear Thunder Rosa is a great honor. Worker.
I think she's the best. But I mean, I would love to wrestle. Ashley Vox would be cool, but yeah, again, like I don't know. I get intimidated still with just because like I guess I just have so far to go.
Her and Becky would be a good match too.
Becky Lynch?
No, Becky. No, Becky.
Oh, Becca? Oh, yeah. I would love to
match against her too. Because she's like high flyer cruiserweight style, and you're just like.
And I would love to wrestle Erica Lee. I don't know if you guys know her. She's so awesome. Yeah, I did. We were on a trios match together, like where she was on my team, and that was really fun. But I would love to wrestle her. She's intense and like fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Becca and Erica, that would be my top two for right now. That would be cool.
So,
and that's reasonable.
I'm sorry. I have an 80s fun question. Out of all the bands from the 80s, what is your favorite 80s hair band?
Well, can it just be one album and not the band all for the whole band? My favorite record that I have is Kicks. Kicks are for kids. Do you know that?
Sounds familiar.
Terrible. It's terrible, but it's so good. And I love every song on it. I love everything about it. And they're hair metal, but the rest of their stuff is terrible.
Okay.
So it's that one album, and I don't even know if they get to be metal. They're like, yeah, I get like 80s, super 80s. I love Metallica. I guess that's like more metal.
I guess you were happy that I used that Metallica song as your video on the Instagram story today.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know what to use. I was like trying to, you look music on the story, and I was like, just looked up Crusher, and I got all these. I got a crush on. I'm like, no, that's like I'm falling in love with her.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, like I'm the Undertaker. Cool.
Yeah.
But Metallica, I love Ride the Lightning. That's my favorite with them.
It's funny. I put that on, and I just started drawing my character. And actually, when I would write the first story of Bolt, originally just him. Now, and then I added to it that it's him back in the day. It's like an origin story, and I started listening to that song, Ride the Lightning, to get more inspiration.
Yeah, it'll get you pumped up for sure.
It gets me. Oh god, that song, and it's a 2000 song. I listened during one of the fight scenes that gets to when it gets to now. The song by the band The Deftones, My Own Summer. Oh,
is that the song? Is that the song "Shove It"?
Oh yes,
Shove It.
That's like my song that I.
Shove It's a great song, by the way. Shove It.
The scene that song comes on in my story is the song that even the band will go, you can use our song. We scene. Here we go. Scene. The drum beat from that song comes on. The bolt. These guys are breaking into the bank, and one guy goes, dude. He's like, man, did you hear about this story about this guy that he keeps killing all of our fellow bad guys? We don't know who he is. What is he doing? And the guy goes, shut the hell up, man. It's not real. That's all a ghost story. And he turns back around. All of a sudden, the bolt chain just drops down behind the guy, wraps around him, and just whoop. And he's like, what the fuck did he go? Did he have to go pee or something? And all of a sudden, the guy turns back around and you hear that. The bolt drops, and he goes like this. Standing over him, and then he's like, what the fuck is this red? What the fuck are you? And then you hear, shove it. The bolt just throws the guy in the building. Yeah. I had to use that song. That song is so like rage and anger and
yeah. Do you have any stories from the ring?
Yeah. Probably a lot.
Yeah, you can
tell. Let's see. It's a good one. I don't know. Like what?
In ring stories or stories from the road.
Like stories from the one with the truck, her pickup truck. I mean, her van. Like something like your first match, like what were you thinking? How was your energy? Were you nervous?
Oh yeah, I was so nervous. And I had my first match. I planted 2 audience members. I had 2 friends that showed up, and I was like, "You guys have to sit in the front, and I'm gonna come up to you, and I'm gonna grab your cup, and I'm gonna crush it. So make sure that you drink all the liquid out of your drink before I get there." Because I wanted to come out and I wanted to be like so crushed, like, so it's hard to be the crusher because I want to just be crazy and crush everything, but like that's not always cool. Like maybe you're, in someone's house, you can't just crush all their stuff or something. So it's like, how would I react if I'm the crusher? I would just crush everything, but maybe like that's not cool. So I had that, and so I came out and I walked around, and then I grabbed the cup out of their hand and crushed it on my head, and then got in the ring, and like it went over really well. I wish I had more friends come to my matches and support me so I could do that more.
Meek, let's find out when she's doing a show, and we'll go to the show, and you can
yeah,
we go crush our stuff.
Like, always take your hat and then just stomp on it, But, like, if you're a stranger, maybe, like, maybe one day I'll be bold enough, but I don't know. Like, where's the line? And you don't want to accidentally piss the
Destroy
wrong
it.
guy off, or it's fun. It's supposed
Mod
to be
is going
fun.
crazy. She wants me to just crush the Metal Geek.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll send you 2 stickers so you can crush one of them and keep one of them safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's the whole point of the Crusher.
Like the heel characters, we're trying to tell them, I'm like, we'll give you a sticker. You could step on one of them if you want, and just send us a picture of it, and we'll post it on the Dudes at Ringside page.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. I did that once. I was in a fatal 4-way, and one of the guy, Love Doug, he's tagged with Becca before. I think
I've heard of him.
You heard of him? So he starts out. He wants everyone to love him, and so he's like, "Love me," and he has a photo, and he's like offering us photos to be like, "Oh, do you love me?" And like, one person's like, "Nah," and like throws the photo away. And then when I got the photo, then of course I crushed it. But
put it back in his hand.
I could have done that. I usually go to like throw it on the ground and stomp on it is my go-to. But yeah, the most obvious way to crush it would have just been to crumble it up. Yeah,
crumple it up and put it. Here you go. Go. Here you go. Or just say here you go.
Yeah,
crusher. Here you go.
I know we've been talking 15 minutes, but we haven't even discussed this yet. You said you're in a band. If you want to promote that too.
Oh yeah. My band is Those Troublemakers. We're on Spotify and Bandcamp. I'm even making a website. I got thosetroublemakers.com. I'm working on it, but I'm using like a platform that has a template and it's weird. I need
Are we allowed to play any of your music, or are we gonna get copyright striked?
You can. We just added an organ player, and so it sounds better now. It's like what it was missing now it has. So now what's recorded, I'm like, it's just not right. You know what I mean? Or it's better now. It's better now. Yeah.
Because we don't want to get kicked off Twitch or Facebook or anything. To say, you guys, because we've been so good with this podcast for 6 months, we have not gotten one copyright strike.
We are independent, so you would be talking to me about that.
All right, so that's good then, right?
Yeah.
If we had the money,
I don't care.
I would say if we had the money, we would say you can make us like a theme song.
Oh yeah. I mean, I play bass and sing. Try to sing. I more yell, which is good for the Crusher. I find that wrestling helps me in the band and vice versa, because it's all like the same. Like you want that energy and you want to like entertain and you want to like be intense and full of energy and all of that. And so when I'm yelling on the stage, I'll try and channel that. And when I'm being the Crusher, I'll try and channel that too. But they're not the same. As in the band and in my artwork, I go by my nickname. When I moved to Philly, my nickname was Butters. Which is funny that my tag team partner is Pancakes. But in wrestling, no one knows me as Butters, really. Only people that knew me before I was wrestling know that. So we're the Crusher Pancakes. That's just something I laugh at. Or the Pancakes and the Butters. That's what I laugh at. I say we could be the Breakfast of Champions tag team, but
there you go.
He doesn't want to be pancakes forever. So maybe your pancake should come kill my pancakes, and then pancakes can be reborn into whatever he wants to be after pancakes.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. But yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing, but it's totally different.
How did you get started in music anyway?
My boyfriend is a drummer. And he drums in a lot of bands. And I do art, and then once before I lived in Philly, I lived in New Orleans, and when I was living there, I did some artwork for my friend, and for payment, he gave me a bass. So I had that, but I never really did much with it. And then I started in a band with some of my other friends. And then when me and Bill got together, we would play. And so I play it weirdly. I don't know a lot of like the music theory stuff. I'm kind of learning that. But I play like a lot, just like the rhythm is the thing, because I just play like we do drums and bass a lot. And so I'll kind of play the rhythm and then figure the notes out or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's kind of actually the main thing that made me switch to bands. I used to vend art, and I was working at a an event where it was like vendors, and then they had bands, and it was at a brewery. And the vendors, you had to pay to be there, and you have to show up super early. You show up, and then you like unload all your shit, set it up. You're there all day. Trying to convince people to buy your stuff, whatever. Maybe, I don't know, I do a lot of like one of a kind hand painted stuff. And so I put a lot of time into it, but like maybe people don't always want to spend that much on something. And so, the guy selling candles next to you like sells out, and you're like, but I spent all this time doing this shit, and like all I got was a bunch of people telling me they liked it, like whatever. So then Bill's band, one of his bands was playing in a show like at that same event that night, and they show up late. They get to come at like 5 p.m. When they show up, people meet them at their cars with dollies, help them unload, give them drink tickets, and then paid them. And that was the day when I was like, fuck art, I want to be in a band. Because if I'm in a band, I can make t-shirts and artwork and sell it as merch, and I can like get drink tickets and like be more of a rock star. Like, I don't know, art sucks. I love art. Like, art is me, who I am through and through, but it's like kind of a thankless thing sometimes. You're behind the scenes.
You know something. You're actually our first artist to come on Dudes at Ringside podcast.
History.
So
there we
it's
go.
a history breaking right there. We're always breaking history on Dudes at Ringside.
I always tell Geek, and he's like, "Oh, you always say history. You made history."
Yeah, I'm so happy that it's like connecting with wrestling. That was a big goal. And with Camp Leapfrog, which is a promotion it's High Tension Wrestling is a promotion, but the group is Camp Leapfrog on. You can watch it on IWTV. That's like primarily who I've been wrestling with over the last year, I guess. And I'll do a lot of art for them. I guess it started on a Halloween show. I did some props, some like gravestones and stuff. And then I told him, I was like, hey, like, if you want anything, like, I just really want to do art. I did like set design and like scene painting and murals and art. Like, I've always done art. And so they just give me projects all the time. They gave me, I did some championship belts for them out of like with wood carving or like wood burning, which I had never done. So I learned wood carving or wood burning. I've carved wood. I never burned it. And that was fun. And then I painted the logo on the ring, like the ring canvas, which was cool. I had to make a giant stencil, and the canvas was too big for my basement. So I had to like try and measure it, and then I airbrushed it on, and like then I never saw if it was actually in the center or not until we put it out. So I was super nervous. I was like, I hope this is right, that I measured good, because I don't know. And it worked out. I think it's a little small, but there's space to add. We could add letters, and it looks good, and it's held up. It didn't smudge. It still looks as good as it did on day one. So hopefully more will come from that. Because I would love to. There's a lot of potential there for like work. I could stay involved in wrestling longer than my body will let me if I can just do art, and maybe I could even get paid more too.
That's
And-
that's her art website, everybody, if you want to go check out her art.
Butters Monster Art right there .com.
Yeah.
www.buttersmonsterart.com.
Yep. And
I'm
on Instagram.
explaining it for the Spotify people so they could hear it on Spotify.
Oh yeah, Instagram and Facebook. Or I guess not really Facebook, but Instagram. It's Butters Monster Art too, and that one I keep more updated, where I'll put like pictures of like what I'm working on. The website I like did it, and once it was good, I don't really update it too much, but I have a lot of murals and stuff. I actually did props once for Ghostbusters was on Broadway.
What? Really?
Did you know that they had a
No.
Ghostbuster
Joe,
Broadway?
you didn't go?
I think in Philly.
Oh,
And they needed their like ghost packs touched up once. And I got that job. So they gave me, it was made out of like different trash and stuff, but it looked just like the real ones from the movie. And I got them all banged up and had to like fix them and make them look good again. It was cool, but I missed the show. I didn't get to go to the show.
So what do you think about the new trailer?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, Crusher! You have to.
It's fucking
I'm
crazy.
busy, okay.
I Warner Brothers it. My eyes filled up for tears, and I was trying not to show emotion because I was sitting like 15 feet from my father, which is a former law enforcement officer, and he's kind of like the dad from American Dad. Like, no son of mine cries in front of me watching a nerd trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Happy
sitting,
tears or mad?
it was like happy tears.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm a true Ghostbusters tattoo on the thigh kind of fan. Like, can't show the tattoo, I have to jump up. See, there's Slimer. See, there he is.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
It's a
I
big
love
one.
Ghostbusters. Ugh, I wake up before my alarm started being mean to me. I would wake up to every morning hearing Bobby Brown's On Our Own for Ghostbusters 2. Every morning. It's like Groundhog Day in my house. My bedroom is like, well, I guess we're gonna gotta get up.
All right.
Don't sing anything else because that could have been a copyright strike with that.
Yeah, watch out. You might get.
You're first.
Every morning, Bobby Brown's On Her Own. I love the first movie and I love all the songs, but Ghostbusters 2, they has that one scene. Bobby Brown he's at the courthouse doors, the mayor's house, and he goes like, Ghostbusters! My kid brother really wants a proton pack, and Ray's all like about to do it, and then Egon goes, the proton pack is not for kids. Yeah, I guess he's right. I love that. That's one of my favorite scenes. That Bobby Brown got involved in the movie. He's like, "Mom, my kid brother really wants the proton pack. The proton pack is not for kids." Yet they made the proton pack for the kids in the cartoon. They had those proton packs, the blue ones that the kids used to wear. It was kind of an oxymoron. That made me laugh. And then the kids are wearing it in the movie. So, okay, Egon, you need to get your head straightened. So, yeah, definitely check out that trailer. And definitely check out Crusher's art. Check out her music. Check out her wrestling. Is there any gigs you're doing, like for the show or your wrestling or your band? Anything coming up?
My next match is September 12th. I'm not sure, but it's with Can't Believe Frog, and if you will follow me on Instagram, I'll post something about it when I know. And my band is going on tour the end of the month. Just a small one. We're playing Rockaway Beach, Providence, Rhode Island, and somewhere in Connecticut. Williamson, Connecticut.
Are you coming to New York to perform or
Rockaway Beach? That's
Rockaway? No, I mean like
New York City.
Like Long Island area.
Oh no.
No.
But if you knew somewhere that we could play, we would.
There's plenty of bars over here. In
Yeah.
Long Island. Yeah, plenty. So there's McCahey's. Oh God, there's just so many.
There's an old theater in my town that's a really, Crusher, this theater, you would love it. It's this old creepy theater that is in my town that always for sale. They always only open it for the Black Bear Film Festival, and it's haunted.
Molly Flanagan's is another place you gotta check out. Me and Joe went there once.
Yeah. What did we
That-
go there for?
I forgot. We went there once, Joe, and we saw a fight that broke out over there.
Oh yeah, it was a fight.
It was bad.
Joe, bring me
I think Thunderfeet was with us.
he looked right at me and he said, "Only you, Joe. You bring me to a bar and there's a fight." And Geek's the type of guy that'd be like, "No, guys, stop fighting." Like, he's that kind of guy.
No, we weren't fighting. There was a fight that literally broke out in the middle of, and then
Jesse would be like, "You guys suck. I'm leaving." Yeah, Thunderfeet.
Yeah, Molly Flanagan's a good place. Nat Pretendi's is another really good one.
That one's still open?
What?
Is that one still open?
Nat Pretendi's has two. They have 2 locations, 2 or 3 locations. They're still open. So
Yeah, it's tricky right now. I mean, it's all kind of up in the air. It's kind of like if COVID doesn't take over, then we'll do these things, and then, or we won't. I don't know, but hopefully, we can have a little more fun.
Yeah,
at least.
Here's a good one. Who is somebody you would really love to tour with, like open up for?
The Mummies. That's my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, the Mummies are coming. Well, they were supposed to play, I guess, last year or the year before, whatever. When COVID started, they were playing in Philly at Underground Arts, and I saw them in New York once. It's the only time I got on a bus by myself and went to a different city to see a band, because I always wanted to see them, and they never play. And it was amazing. And so they're coming here, so I got tickets, and it was postponed, and then it was rescheduled, and then it was postponed, and now they're playing, I think, April sometime, and my friend's band is opening for them, and I'm really jealous because that's my dream. But it might not be. Stranger Things. Yeah, I do. That's a good show. I was hooked and watched it all the way through, and I'm not a big TV person like that, because I'm too busybody to sit for that long. But Stranger Things, yeah, that was a question that popped up in case you're listening on Spotify. Someone said,
"Yeah,
do you like Stranger Things?" So 80s. And the music was killer.
Watch.
What's that?
There's another series you need to watch, Crusher. It's called Atypical. It's about a kid, a guy, a growing up adult, and he has autism. And you live through his life of having autism.
Ooh.
And he starts freaking out about something that happens to him, and he's sitting there like this. And all of a sudden something happens, and he goes, and he goes like this. Like he starts freaking out. Like his reactions are just so. Like everything that happens to him, you could tell it's every. He must have. I think they're up to season 4. It's the last season. I gotta start watching it again because I was like, podcast took over watching Atypical. Kind of sad. I love Atypical.
Podcast took over at everything actually. Once you have a podcast, basically.
You can't stop.
Everybody wants to be on it, so you're like, okay, another date's open up.
When somebody canceled, somebody else jumps in. It's like we had a thing yesterday, and we were talking to somebody, and they made us sad. And then I'm talking to Geek on the phone after the whole situation, and then Becca freaking messages me on my Instagram page, and goes, "What time Thursday?" And I'm talking to Geek, and I'm like, it's like Becca stuck. It's like she stuck a scrunchie around my throat. I was like, and he's like, "What's wrong, Joe? Are you choking?" I said, "Becca just messaged us and said what time Thursday," and I was like, "What? Does she have bad Wi-Fi in the area?" We asked her that last week, and we had was a running joke. So she decided to chum on our podcast that fast because I don't know if you saw in our story. She did a match against Little Mean Kathleen, I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I've seen her. I don't know her yet, but I've seen her.
She's funny. She's someone
Yeah.
funny. You have
She's
to hold up.
I
hilarious.
love her like corner stomp thing with the.
No.
She's
need to
like
do a
she's the
with her.
female Spike Dudley right there.
Yeah, I would love to wrestle her. That'd be cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's another one.
Call her
I mean, that's
out.
what I'm saying. When you ask, like, there,
Call her out.
everybody, there's so many.
If you watch our podcast, you know we have the famous call out. Call out Little Mac, mean Kathleen, S Crusher, right?
Call her out.
Now.
Because her move, that's kind of a crusher thing. That would inspire the crusher to come crush something.
Okay, here we go. Call her out right about now.
Yeah.
What do you?
Just call her out.
Kathleen, I saw you crushing in the corner like that. I'm gonna crush you. I don't know.
There you go.
That's gonna be a clip right there.
What,
right?
did you send her that?
No, we will.
Well, you
We
might
will send her that, and she's gonna
We'll send
be
it.
like,
We'll post
I
it
can
on
do
our
better.
Instagram.
all right, do it.
Yeah, you're gonna clip it, and
Yeah.
I'll send it to me, and then I'll post it on the Instagram page.
Little mean Kathleen, I saw you crushing everybody in the corner like that. I'm the crusher. That's what I do. I'm coming for you.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Like,
Perfect.
my
That was
God.
perfect.
Here's
was
Alaska. She didn't like my voice.
Aw, Alaska, no.
She's like, no, I'm scared. It's okay.
No, mommy.
Crazy, the crazy mom came out.
She's gonna do.
My
Me,
crazy
Kathleen,
mom.
she's gonna come in our
Okay.
chat and say, "Stop trying to set me up with matches already." You
Yeah,
know,
she
I'll
always-
just look her-
You ask her, can you get us this person? She always goes,
Yeah.
I'm not the booker every time.
She's at Limitless, right? Over
Yeah,
there.
Limitless Wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
would love to go
she's
there
the best.
too.
She's
There's
the best.
it's such a cool spot. Like I feel like their whole roster is really awesome.
There's
Looks
another
really
person I want to see you fight is Davian, not America's Sweetheart.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. She's amazing. Oh wow.
Apparently she's a stiff hitter. She
Yeah.
the way she hits is stiff. I'm like, oof.
Those
It
forearms
happens.
are really hit. And she came on a podcast and she's like, "I have weak forearms." I look at Joe. I'm like, "I don't think those are weak, Joe."
No.
I wouldn't want to take them. So
It
Yeah.
would be
I mean,
It would
sometimes
be-
you gotta do it.
it would be me pushing Geek into Davian. He bumps into her and she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, why is Joe running out of the ring? And you're like, but I didn't, I'm so sorry. Geek would cry and fall on the floor at his knees. I had cancer. No. And then you hear,
And she's on Blitzkrieg too, right? Doesn't she tag with Skylar sometimes? You know,
I think so.
I think so too. And Skylar's amazing too. I would love to wrestle her. And Blitzkrieg is like one of my top goals of other places to go. Hopefully in the next like couple of years to get them like maybe do a
They could
match
be
for
listening.
one day because
They could be.
I love their whole style. It's just like the mix of rock and wrestling.
they could be
between them.
listening too. Sorry.
If they are, yeah, I think I've bugged them before, but I'll bug them again later.
There's another promotion that I asked this to Becky and she said sure. We're having the owner of Liberty Pro Wrestling come on our podcast later in the months. Would you mind if we name dropped you?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
You asked me? Oh, I guess I was like fantasizing about going there wrestling. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, we're having the owner of Liberty Pro Wrestling come on our podcast later in the months. Would you mind if we name drop you?
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know Liberty Pro
It's an
Wrestling.
all women's promotion
Oh, cool.
Damn Alabama.
in Alabama.
Cool. Alabama is close to places I go.
Yeah, so yeah, that I freaked out because I was like, most of my friends, you know, they just watch a lot of men's wrestling, and they asked when a guy asked me at work, "So why do you get so many female guests?" And then I can hear Keith goes, "Because it's Joey always messages the girls." No, because women's wrestling doesn't get the respect it needs to get.
Yeah.
That's
Joe messaged one guy and say, "Oh, he didn't get back to us."
Yeah. The men, it's like, I sound horrible saying this. I'm going to probably get a lot of heat for this.
The men are interesting too. Maybe it just depends on who you talk to.
Joe would message 300 girls and message one man and say, "Oh, he never got back to us." I'm like, "Geez, Joe, I wonder why."
So when I understand the women must get a lot of DMs and a lot of random messages, but I say this: women's wrestling doesn't get the respect it can. Look at Davian. Look at Kathleen. Look at Becky. Becca.
You.
Like
Crusher.
We got to get some of your clips. I know.
That's what I said. I just said you Crusher, right?
You got to send us some clips on Instagram so we could post them on our amazing, like, all the stuff, all your matches. Send us some of your clips when you get a chance.
Yeah, I started digging around, and then I realized how unorganized I am. I was like, oh man. And so I was looking at watching matches and like catching a video clip, and then I was just like, oh, it's not good. Oh, that's not good enough. Like, I don't know. It was like I was like, oh, I'll wait till next weekend.
Okay.
Is it possible you could send us some Shikara stuff, or is that all copyrighted?
I never even had a match in Shikara at all. I never even had a practice match in Shikara.
Wow. Right.
I didn't have any practice matches until I came to Worldwide Dojo, and I think so at Shikara I got really good at doing drills, and I learned that I needed to work out more. But it wasn't really until going to Worldwide Dojo that I started learning like theory and psychology and matches, and it's still a stressful thing for me to try and put it together sometimes. Because it's just like there's so many different things you can do, and it's tricky. But yeah, also not having a match at Shikara largely has to do with me never really having time. Like, wrestling is one of the like you have to bring art, work, band, stuff like that. Like King of Trios happened one year, I was on tour. I had to pick between doing ring crew at King of Trios or going on tour with my band. So I chose to go on tour with my band. So missing that was a big deal. And then, there was a period of time that the class I was in was doing a lot of like student practice matches. And during that time I was injured. I got injured a lot. And so I'd be out for that. One summer I decided to go work on a peach farm in Colorado, because how often do you get that opportunity?
Yeah.
So I did that and then missed a lot of things. Like, I don't know. I'm doing it my way, I guess. And although it's not, I guess, the way that you're supposed to always do that, I'm still getting better as time goes, but maybe slower than if it was a 200% thing, I guess.
Crusher,
But I guess it's like the Crusher has multiple personalities.
Yeah. You all do,
Yeah.
If your battery is going, we'll let you go.
Say what? If my thing?
If your battery's going on your laptop.
Oh, it's working. My computer, it's weird. It'll be plugged in. It's an old work computer that is from like the 80s or something. It's broken. So it just turns off sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. But we've been talking a long time. We can wrap it up.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, but we can always do it again another time if you want.
Another day.
Yeah.
We want you to come back.
Yeah.
Cool.
We want to thank you for coming so much for coming
Yeah.
on.
Oh gosh, we're so crushing honored to have you on the show, and we're crushing pleasure to have you here.
To take the time out of your day.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, and I appreciate you guys
If you wanna-
giving me a platform to share some stories, and yeah, next time I'll have more.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you ever want, you can plug your stuff right now. So before you go,
Yeah, I mean we plugged, the Crusher Wrestler. That's me.
Yeah.
Instagram, the Crusher, the _Crusher _Wrestler. Twitter, I'm at Crusher Wrestler. Butters Monster Art, if you want custom stuff. I made my gear, but want a professional to make better gear. But I paint, so if anyone ever needs custom painted anything, I can do that. And those troublemakers are gonna sound better when we record how we are with the organ. But check it out.
Hopefully we can see you on tour.
If I had the money, I would think we could do a sign for us that says "Dudes at Ringside" and have like the blood trickling in the background.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
You put that right here and show your art off in my little my screen. You could put it like somehow put it on the screen.
Yeah, bigger than the banner. You could upscale.
Yeah.
But then what would your dad say?
My dad would be like, "Well, son of mine's showing off somebody else's thing." My dad made this whole thing for the sign. He made the PVC pipe. See, I always joke with he made it with PVC pipe. My dad's like, I was joking because like I'm gonna rip this banner off, the sticker off the wall, and walk away. And he's like, me too. And I'm gonna go. He gets mad at me. Yo, me too. And then he goes. Then he comes back and goes, we can't. We've been spending money on this. We can't do that. Like we can't just.
We invested money in the podcast already. So there you go. Money's already there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for having me. Oh, look, my computer is gonna die.
Yeah.
There
we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Crusher.
All right. Thanks so much. She was awesome guest, by the way, telling her stories about music and wrestling. Oh my god, dude! I mean,
we'll have her back in 2022.
Definitely, and she'll have more stories too.
Message and come back. All right.
But anyway, so I just want to let everybody know, We Are Wrestling is having a show tomorrow night. Remember that tomorrow night
in New Jersey.
And you got also this Saturday, you got also VPW and NYWC.
Yep.
So this Saturday night. So guys, remember, buy your tickets now. NOW now.
Yes.
So, and remember, you could always donate to the dudes at http://streamlabs.com/dudes at ringside. http://dudes at ringside. And Joe?
Just remember, if you want to buy anything from the Crusher, go on her Butters, the website that was down below.
Monster Art.
Down below. The www.butters website. Go to there, buy some of her art, support our buddy. And just remember, if you want to go buy some merchandise from any of our favorite wrestlers that have come on our podcast, go on Pro Wrestling Tees, even though they're not good. Go buy some and support some indie wrestling.
Or you could just buy the t-shirts from the wrestlers, themselves.
Podcasts or wrestlers. And just don't forget to support the indie wrestlers. The tickets are all bought. You can buy tickets now. The shows are opening up. Just remember, support indies. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Cousin, for lighting the way for Latino wrestlers. See you tomorrow for Jesse Haas, Tito Santana's daughter. Good night, everybody.